Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've got a lot of requests for Copperplate basics, and before I do a workshop on it, I want to go through the basics of Copperplate, including the nibs, the ink, the holders, the papers, everything that I know. I will try to put it down. This is, I think it's going to be an 8-part series. This is part 1 of those series, and before we begin, if you're a complete beginner, this is what we call an oblique holder, and I will tell you why this is like this. Now for beginners, we have few nibs that will help you in this journey. One is Nico G, absolute beginner. Don't try any fancy nibs, try Nico G. Okay, it is less flexible, it will help you achieve your strokes, and it is absolute go-to for beginners. Okay, after this, once you are comfortable with Nico G, you can go with Leonard. This is Leonard EF principle, if you can see. This is a medium flexible nib. I'll show you what do I mean by flexible here. And this is Hunt 101. This is very flexible. It helps you give thick downstrokes and very fine upstrokes. If you've seen Copperplate anywhere, you will know that Copperplate has thick strokes and thin strokes. Okay, and this is flourishing. The filigree that you see around, it's called flourishing. Okay, so before we begin, this is something, the structuring is something that you need to understand. Now this is the holder. Copperplate calligraphy is done at a 55 degrees angle. Okay, if you put your nib here, the nibs that I showed you, if you put your nib here, it is at an angle of 55 degrees. Can you see this? Now what happens is, you don't have to twist your hands or twist your the way you sit. You just have to hold the holder as you hold a pen, or most penmen hold it like this, with their 3 fingers down on the paper, their index up, and their thumb giving the weight or holding the pen in its place. Okay, so as you write, you don't have to do anything except twist your paper. Okay, you have to twist your paper, the left corner of the paper, the left corner of the paper should be facing you. Okay, this side, you are here, should be facing you here. Okay, once you do this, once your paper is aligned with your pen and the angle, you just have to draw your lines. Now Copperplate has a slant, as I told you. It has a grid. Every calligraphy script has a different grid in which we work. Okay, now I'll explain this grid to you. As you can see, like I said before, the holder is made in such a manner that the tip of the holder, the tip of the nib, is at the 55 degrees slant. Okay, if you can see clearly now, this is called the flange. Okay, this is at a 55 degrees angle. That is why when you put your nib, it should face here straight. Okay, can you see this? It is at an angle. Now this helps so that you don't twist your hand or you don't try to fit in. If you take a normal pen, you cannot achieve the 55 degrees. You have to tilt your paper towards your left to achieve this angle. Okay, but with the holder you don't have to do that much. Of course, there is a way you need to keep your paper. The left side, as I mentioned before, should come near you. Now, before we begin with the strokes, let us understand the writing space. Now this X is called the X height. This is the ascender. And this is the descender. We'll talk about these lines and how they work with a demonstration. Okay, I'm using walnut ink here. If you don't find walnut ink, then you can use Parker. Okay, Parker Quink, and use a 100 GSM paper. This is a 240 GSM paper that I'm using. You have to use minimum 100 GSM, otherwise the inks bleed. Okay, so we'll start with the basic strokes. We will write at the X height. Okay, and we will try to move along the slant. This is the entry stroke. The entry. Okay, this is the exit. Okay, now we have underturn, underturn, we have overturn, we have something called the compound curve, because it's a mix of both underturn and overturn. Okay, then we have, for the loops, we have the upper loop. You have to start from here, and then we have the lower loop. We have the universal line of beauty. This is called the universal line of beauty, or the capital stem. Okay, we will go about these strokes again in the next section, one by one, but for now, this is the starting point of copperplate. Okay, if you notice, there is a full pressure point here, and then I'm releasing it somewhere here. Okay, it forms a triangle here. So before you hit your baseline, you have to release the pressure. For now, this is how the structuring happens. And in the next part, we will understand the drills to achieve the strokes, the thick and the thin. Let me know how you like this video, and I will also link my WhatsApp group link below the video. Anyone who wants to show their work to me can join that WhatsApp group and send your work, and I will review it. Or if you have any issues, if you have any problems, let me know, and I will try to solve it in part 2. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Hope you like this video. See you next time. Bye bye.